Great. All right, I call this meeting to order. It's Wednesday, November 4th. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bobbitt.
Here.
Mr. Goodboggin.
Here.
Mrs. Hasling.
Here.
Mrs. Mann. Mr. Knoll.
Here.
Mr. Strand.
Here.
Mrs. Tanner.
Here. Okay, I do need an adoption of the agenda to start off. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Madam President,
Director Strand, thank you.
I would move that the board adopt the agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Bobbitt.
Aye.
Mr. Goodboggin.
Aye.
Mrs. Hasling.
Aye.
Mrs. Mann. Mr. Knoll.
Aye.
Mr. Strand.
Aye.
Mrs. Tanner.
Aye. Okay, the motion passes 6-0. We do have one item for executive session, and I do need a motion to go into executive session. I do want to remind the board that it does need to have a 2/3 vote of the board present to go into executive session. So let me have a motion.
Madam President,
Director Strand.
I would move that this Board of Education go into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, Parent 4, Parent B, for the purpose of receiving legal advice from independent counsel on conflict of interest issues and specific legal questions concerning the application of the district's conflict of interest policies.
Do I have a second? Is there any discussion on that? All right, let's go ahead and vote on that. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bobbitt.
Aye.
Mr. Goodboggin.
Aye.
Mrs. Hasling.
Aye.
Mrs. Mann. Mr. Knoll.
Aye.
Mr. Strand.
Aye.
Mrs. Tanner.
Aye. All right, the motion passes 6-0. Let's go ahead and convene into executive session. And what'd we say? 7?
90 minutes?
Well, the work session will start, we'll adjourn at 7. Okay, we'll see you here back in a little bit.